everybody. Tara Henry here with Softball America, and so excited to be joined by the new Nevada head coach, Victoria Hayward. Victoria, thank you so much for joining me today. Congratulations.
Thank you. Super excited. Super excited to chat and I appreciate you and all you're doing for our sport so much.
Vic, so first things first, I saw a few photos of when you told the team. I want you to walk me through what that process was like. How are you feeling? What was the team's reaction? Because I saw some photos, some still frames, but I want to know from your perspective, what was that like to tell the team that you were coming to lead them as their head coach?
It was so awesome. I think just our season ending, just a week ago to then just this whole process, it's kind of been a whirlwind. Being able to get down here, like I'd been here before from coaching at San Diego State just for a short weekend series. But seeing it all, taking it all in, knowing that it was somewhere I wanted to be, it had all just been so crazy. And I was super nervous. It's like, well, we're doing a grand reveal. This is either going to be super awesome or it's going to be like a super letdown. So Stephanie Remp, our athletics director, was in there chatting, as well as our admin, Casey Stengel. And we were just sitting outside the room so we could like kind of hear what was going on. We're like, all right, what is she saying? Like, we're just going to, okay, we're going in blind. And walking in and seeing their reaction and them being so excited, just because I know, to not have a head coach and not know where you are and just be in that limbo phase, I can't imagine how hard that is. So for them to just breathe a sigh of relief and be really excited, it was like a dream moment. I couldn't have written it up any better. It was awesome. And then we just sat together as a group, a couple girls in person and some on Zoom for like over an hour, just chatting and getting to know each other a little bit. And it was so awesome. And I could just tell in that moment that it was absolutely the right decision and I was meant to be here, and I'm excited for what's to come.
And you were Mountain West champs just 2 years ago with San Diego State. Obviously, long career in terms of being at Washington. Were there for a year as an assistant. You have had stops for various places across the country, including LSU with Beth's Arena. As your coaching journey progresses, obviously you're still a player as well, your playing career. What do you think you learned the most kind of at each stop, or you can pick a few, but what did you pick up from some of those coaches that were head coaches that you can take into Nevada?
I think just as I've grown, and I'm such a learner, I believe that you never have all the answers, and I'm just going to continue growing. I think that was one of the first things I told girls. I was like, listen, this is my first time doing this. I'm going to mess up. But one thing about me is I'll be honest and I'll be upfront, and I think we could have fun through it. But I think, starting obviously with Coach Tar, she's a huge mentor in my life, and I definitely didn't think I wanted to coach while I was playing for Coach Tar way back when, but the coaching stuff there kind of instilled like the belief in me that I could do it and I should do it if it was something that I wanted to do. And then being with Beth, she really showed me that you can be a mom and be able to balance all the things and be a powerhouse in your sport. So that was something I really admired about Beth, how she was able to manage her people and really, in my opinion, do it all at the highest level. So I think taking that from Beth and, taking little bits and pieces from everywhere to just like craft who I am and how I want to lead. I think every single boss I've worked for, Cindy Ball, Stacy Newman, like they've all poured into me so much. And, I literally this morning have talked to Cindy Ball and Stacey Newman on the phone before 9 a.m. So like, I know they're going to be huge mentors in my life as I navigate this process. And they will see parts of their program woven through mine. And I think that's the beauty of all of this is it's like, just, changing little things and just like a mosaic of like my softball journey is what I'm bringing to Nevada, which I'm really excited about.
And what are you most excited about?
I think just like the ownership of something. And I think, it's exciting. It's intimidating to be like, all right, you can make this thing exactly what you want and surround yourself with people that, support that vision and believe in that vision. And so I think to see the team react so positively and be really excited and have such good energy, it's like, all right, that totally aligns with the team I want to be. We're going to be fun to watch. We're going to be competitive. We're going to be disciplined, but be able to have a lot of fun throughout the process. And we're just, we're going to keep getting better. So I think, you know, that part is intimidating of like, all right, it's your show. You know, I've been able to support some pretty incredible head coaches in pursuit of their vision. And they've definitely allowed me to have vision within that. More so just on the offensive side as I've kind of like navigated my career as like a hitting person. But I've always been passionate about culture. And I think I can't thank Stacey Newman enough for helping me. Like, we were able to kind of like, I had a huge part in building that culture. So I feel like I've done that a little bit. But to make it mine with my new staff is something that is really special. And I hope it's something that can live on for a really long time.
That's really cool. And as you list off the names, I mean, I have them written down here. It is incredible, all the mentors that you've had along the way. But I also want to shift gears and talk about you as a player and how you're going to be able to balance that as player coach. Did you have that conversation with the players and administration and kind of go through that with them? Because, you know, you're still playing as well. So what was
Yeah.
that conversation like?
Well, I think it's been a huge part of my development as a coach is just the relatability and, you know, the ability to be doing it alongside them, learning, growing, trying new things, and just like training alongside them, I think has been a really big part of why I've been able to have such great relationships with the people that I coach. So I think it makes me me. But I also know that it's a really big time commitment, and this job is now the most important thing in my next steps moving forward. So I'm still navigating exactly what it will look like. I know I have not played my last softball game, but I don't know exactly what that's going to look like yet. But I think it makes me a great coach. And I know Stephanie Rump was excited about that. And I want to continue to support coaches that want to continue to play as well. Because I think, you know, I didn't discover my best self as a softball player till long after college. So the ability to just continue to grow aligns with me as a person and what I want to build. So I know I want to continue doing it, maybe in a little bit of a lesser capacity than I was planning on this summer as an assistant. But I know I haven't played my last softball game, and I know that my assistants will be able to do that as well, which fires me up.
I love that. And when you talk about assistants, have you figured out who your assistants are going to be? You're not probably able to announce it, but do you have an idea of who's going to be assisting you?
Yeah, I have an idea, and it's been so awesome navigating this process with them. Have a couple in mind, people that, you know, I trust and have aligned visions with what I want and what, you know, I believe in. So, if you know me, you'll see some familiar faces. But no, it's not complete yet. So that part has been a little overwhelming. Just, you know, want to find the perfect fit, want to find people that are totally aligned with the vision and believe that Nevada can be a really special place. So, almost complete. And, you know, just hopefully in the next week or so, we'll be able to announce some things, and I'm really excited for them.
Well, we can't wait to hear who's going to be on the staff with you. And you mentioned about being a hitting mind, and I want to talk a little bit about that. When, you know, a player comes into your program or player is looking to be recruited by Nevada, what can they expect from you? And, you know, what do you expect in terms of that offense? Because like you said, you are a hitting mind and a growing hitting mind, and love to learn and continually learning. So for you, what do you see in athletes that you think is the most important?
Well, I think, first of all, to come into a program that already has they had an amazing year offensively. Like, this team can hit already. So I think that is exciting. In the Mountain West is a hitter's conference. Get some elevation, and, you know, the ball's going to fly. So I think those things are exciting. But I think that, you know, I'm very structured in terms of, you know, my process and how I handle things, but within that structure is a lot of freedom to be yourself and just like come as you are, and everyone's going to look different. And my goal is just to maximize who you are and get you to be as competitive and as prepared as possible for the things that I know you're going to face throughout the year. So, I have learned a lot. I think my year at the University of Washington and the resources that we had, some of the people like our strength coach, Curtis Benwick, just, he opened my mind to like a whole new world of, you know, movement and just educating myself in that space. So I know I'm going to lean on some people that have helped me, you know, do what I've been able to do as a coach. So I'm excited for that. I know that they're going to learn about themselves. They're going to learn about their bodies. They're going to learn about how they can just maximize who they are. And what they're already doing is pretty awesome. So bringing back a lot of people with a lot of experience, which is awesome. And just being able to build them in their confidence and being able to perform ultimately in the big moments and in the Mountain West tournament or at the end of the season when it gets really hard is where I feel like the impact is going to be, most seen for this team.
And what are your goals for Nevada softball? What do you want Nevada softball to be? Obviously, you said what an incredible season, 40+ win season just a year ago. So you're jumping in there with, like you said, an offense. But what are your goals for Nevada softball?
I mean, I believe that we can compete for a Mountain West championship. So I'm excited about that. I just seeing what they were able to do in the last few years, competing against them. I mean, when I was at San Diego State, they were somebody that, they ran fast. They were aggressive. They were powerful. They were all of those things. So I think their style of play really aligns with like who I am as a player and who, I want to craft my team with as a coach. So I think those things are really going to be able to propel us into a really cool direction. But absolutely, like, I mean, the expectation is going to be to bring in people that want to win and want to compete for championships, and with the expectation that we can compete in a regional and, do some things that have never been done, ultimately pushing the envelope of what can be done.
Pushing the envelope. I love that. Well, I know you've probably got loads and loads of stuff to do. It's been probably a pretty crazy week for you. But in terms of Team Canada, for those that don't know, Victoria also is an Olympic medalist and played for Team Canada, maybe still playing for Team Canada. Had just maybe announced that she was. I don't know if that's still in the cards. But Vic, for you, when you look at Team Canada and your journey at Washington through Team Canada and obviously playing professionally here in the States for Athletes Unlimited, what do you hope for the most for the state of our softball program, not only here in the States, but internationally? Because I feel like you've got such a great perspective because you've kind of seen it all and you've kind of you played in it all. Like, what is your hope for the state of softball?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think, with the Olympics coming back, I think one of the most amazing things I feel like I've seen in our sport was back in like 2016, 2015, like when the possibility of it being back in 2020 was there. I feel like I really saw the sport like unite together for the first time. Like we had the pro leagues working with the international teams. I remember I was competing in the MPF for the Pennsylvania Rebellion at the time. And when we literally found out that softball was going to be back in the Olympics, I was by the pool sitting next to a couple Aussies that I was competing in the pro league with. And, I was sitting next to Stacey Porter, one of the greatest players of all time. And she was my teammate. Like, how cool is that? We have like Team USA people, we have Team Canada people, we've got Team Australia people, and just like looking at her and being like, wow, we were able to like make this happen as a sport. Like we pushed it forward, we combined with baseball, we did all the things that we needed to do to get it back. And I think there was such a movement towards that, back softball, and the pro league was invested, and it really felt like everyone was like, how can we make this thing as good as possible and like use each other to do it? Like we're going to compete against each other, we're going to make it better, we're going to do all of these things. And I think I hope we can use the momentum of 2028 to bring a little unity to that space. So whether that's Athletes Unlimited or the WPF or the Florida Gulf Coast League is doing some awesome things. I think more people have opportunity than ever, which is awesome. But are we combining all of those efforts together to ultimately propel the sport forward and put it in a better spot? So I've seen it done, seen it be a part of it, and it ultimately got it back in the Olympics. COVID, screw you for what that was to like ruin kind of a little bit of that experience and maybe some of the momentum that could have come from that, unfortunately. But I know that everyone really wants it. And I think just if we can kind of get out of our own ways a little bit and just recognize, the Olympics are a huge stage and it's incredibly important for our sport. And how can we just align all these things that are growing and the opportunities are there? And how can we just unite it a little bit for like the main thing, which is the sport ultimately?
Well, that story, when you're saying sitting next to Stacey Porter, for those Americans that are watching this that don't know, she is literally one of the best players to come out of Australia, if not.
She's worth a Google. She's worth a Google for sure.
Yeah, so look her up, Stacey Porter. Well, Vic, thank you so much. Congratulations, the next head coach, the new head coach at Nevada. Can't wait to watch your squad. And we'll be hopefully out at some more Mountain West games this year.
Let's go.
I know. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate you, Tara.
That's Victoria Hayward, new head coach at Nevada. And this is Tara Henry, Softball America. Thank you so much for tuning in.